Welcome, esteemed guests, to our reading of What We Do in the Shadows, a series created by Taika, Waititi, and Jemaine, Clement. This evening, you will bear witness to two macabre tales, scripts on speculation. We start on a moonlit night in Staten Island. Two bats fly into the window of a decrepit yet stately manor on a suburban street. We hear voices from within.
Guillermo, faster, longer strokes.
But master.
Guillermo's painting, wearing a goofy vampire cape. Nandor stands at the base of the ladder, oblivious to the danger.
No excuses. My nose looks all long and crooked from down here.
Guillermo precariously teeters on a ladder, balancing a bucket of white paint in one hand and the brush in the other, while painting a portrait of his master, Nandor, on the ceiling of their mansion.
I heard you need 10,000 hours to master a skill, so I thought we'd get Guillermo started on his vampire training early. He loves the cape.
Stupid cape.
What was that?
I love the cape you made me wear.
That's what I thought I heard.
Suddenly, Nandor jerks the ladder out from under Guillermo. Guillermo falls onto a gothic chandelier.
Surprise! It is time for your first flying lesson.
The bucket of paint spills on Guillermo. Half his face is painted stark white. He hangs, spinning from the chandelier by his cape. Laszlo and Nadja stroll in.
A Phantom of the Opera? So, my old nemesis returns. Think you can drop another chandelier on me, do you, you rapscallion?
Laszlo, it's just Gizmo with bird poop on his face. What is he doing up there?
I am giving him his first flying lesson. Sprout your wings, Guillermo, like a squirrel when it comes out of its cocoon and turns into a flying squirrel.
Nandor, you idiot! Humans cannot learn to fly?
Good lad, Gizmo. Once you have mastered flight, the sky is the limit. Quite literally. Speaking of which, Nandor, you have to see the moon right now. It's so pale and beautiful. It looks just like Lord Byron's bottom.
Guillermo watches them exit in a hurry.
Master? Guys?
Guillermo reaches to the camera crew pleadingly. The camera crew follows the others out. Later on, the neighborhood is dark and dreary, but the manor is well illuminated. Silhouettes pass by its drawn curtains. Within the manor, Guillermo dusts an ugly lamp while Nadja, Nandor, and Laszlo are huddled up.
Why are you always so critical of my eating habits?
My darling, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. You always smell like aged cheese after hunting alone.
I don't smell anything weird.
With that honker, you can't detect the odor wafting off my beloved like a ripe Limburger.
What's so bad about cheese anyway? I thought you liked how I smelled.
Nadja sits by a table with a collection of many very moldy cheeses.
Like vampires, cheese gets better with age. Gouda, cheddar, gorgonzola, made from gorgon milk, I assume. But my favorite is Delamia from my home country. Look how cute this wheel is. I named it Laszlo Jr. since it is round, salty, and hard. Unfortunately, as a vampire, I cannot eat my beloved cheese anymore, but I can eat that pungent blood of the elderly. You people curdle like milk. Want some Laszlo Jr.? Try it.
I have the super senses of a creature of the night. I can smell a used tampon all the way from Manhattan. I have the piercing eyes of a beagle.
Nadja Nandor throws his arms up in frustration and scoffs at Laszlo and Nadja. Suddenly, the lamp by Guillermo flickers, then all the lights in the room go out.
I can't see a blasted thing. Oh, my dear. Hello.
Hello, Laszlo.
Bloody hell, Nandor. Your buns are dummy thick.
Nadja sits in the interview chair.
Every decade or so, Laszlo experiments with these modern expressions, and he thinks we all know what they mean. I don't think he even knows what they mean.
Laszlo walks through a 70s disco and raises his hand for a high five from a disco dancer.
Give me some skin.
They high five, and Laszlo uses his sharp claws to flay the man's arm from the elbow to fingertips with his own fingers.
I love the disco tech.
Laszlo tries to take a selfie with Nandor and Nadja, but there is nothing in the shot but the victim.
Hashtag squad goals.
Sometimes he calls us a fam. What is a fam anyway? Like a little famine? Back in El Colonador, every so often we would get a little famine, and nobody cared if a few extra villagers went missing. Don't tell anybody, but I ate them.
The only light comes from the bright blue moon through the window. Guillermo lights a candle in the middle of the room, and the others scream.
It's lit.
Ugh.
What happened? Why did our lights go blinky blink, Guillermo?
Guillermo walks to a mahogany desk and brushes aside Laszlo's quills.
Hey, watch it, you knave. Those quills belong to my mother. She used those to write love letters to my father and her lovers and my school teachers. There was some overlap.
Guillermo digs through the desk, pulling out bill after unpaid bill.
The suspense is killing me for the second time. What is it?
Guillermo holds up the pile of bills.
These are overdue payment letters on gas and electric, overdrawn credit card notices, overdue motor scooter bills, and to top it all off, the rent is 6
That's not so bad.
years worth of rent. We're totally broke.
Impossible. I hypnotized our landlord, Steve, every month.
Joanna. Our landlord, Joanna?
How am I supposed to know the difference between Steve and Joanna? They are both white.
Have you been hypnotizing yourself again?
You know I'm sensitive about my auto-hypnosis. Why can't she let sleeping cats lie? She always brings up the auto-hypnosis. I've been working on myself the past century or two. I thought if I used hypnosis on myself, it would be good practice, but...
He plays with his brain 2, sometimes 3 times a day. Nandor used to be a great mathematician. He helped Abu What's-His-Face come up with negative numbers.
I said, look, if you have something I want and I take it away, you don't have it, but it is still somewhere. It was not nice. It was rather negative, and that is why I called it negative numbers.
It's a damn shame, too. We'd probably not be in this mess.
Guillermo holds up to the candle and lights it on fire. Nandor averts his eyes.
Gizmo's got the right idea. Burn it all down. Fuck Staten Island. Here we come, Costa Rica, homeland of the devious capuchin monkey.
Colin Robinson, their balding fifth wheel of a roommate, walks in with shoulders slumped. He is an energy vampire.
Hey guys, just monkeying around in the dark. Did you know that the capuchin monkey has 5 or 6 different species, but that number changes with new scientific breakthroughs every year. Some of the research I've read has really detailed reference lists, but I prefer the APA style guides works side formatting.
Enough monkey talk. We're not moving to Costa Rica. You know that I have plundered the spoils of 1,000 victorious battles, the gold of pillaged nations. I keep it in the vaults of the great Western Union Bank. It is defended by my cousin, the Princess of Nigeria. I didn't even know I had a Nigerian cousin until Guillermo showed me how to use the computer box. I will email her and ask her to return my fortune post haste.
Laszlo dashes around the room, opening secret hiding places for their different monetary reserves. He unlocks a safe.
I have in my possession exactly 100 Great British pounds.
That's $130.
We're fucked.
Now, my darling, my muse, tender of my loins. Over the years, I have bequeathed unto thee a number of lavish gifts. Remember that rhinestone-encrusted bathtub I bought you? We could probably make a pretty penny at the local fence.
Is that so? When you become a vampire, mortal things like wealth and having a comfortable place to live, they no longer matter. Give me a rat-infested den filled with their little raisin poops, and I will be happy as a clam. In shit.
Nadja hisses at Laszlo, and they float in the air, circling the one candle like moths. Colin and Guillermo watch. Nandor is in the background, awkwardly typing an email.
Why don't you sell your meatloaf albums?
Like a bat out of hell, you can kiss my ass. Wait, we can do our old get-rich-quick scheme like back in the old world. Highway robbery.
Cut to Laszlo in the interview chair.
The people of New York City are so loaded. When you eat them, it's like opening a pack of gushers and money just falls right out.
Guillermo lights more candles while Nadja and Laszlo duel.
We will go become highway robbers? Do you remember who did all the robbing? While I erase their memories, you seduce their horses.
Teamwork that has not been replicated ever since or ever shall be.
Don't worry, guys. I signed up for a job to help. Since you guys have experience bringing you guys virgins, I'm going to deliver to people for Postmates.
What do regular human people need virgins for?
Actually, I would be bringing them food. You know, pizza, sag paneer, Taco Bell.
Ah, so you're delivering it to the virgins to fatten them up.
Good thinking, my lad.
Well, by my count, if I deliver 600 meals a week, we can keep living here.
I forbid you to do this. You are my familiar, and I am your master. It is my duty to keep our mansion afloat as the sole breadwinner. I will become the postmaster.
Master, you don't have proof of Social Security.
Security! Bah! Have you seen the spiky fence outside? I once saw Laszlo impale his balls jumping over it.
That was intentional. It's difficult to find ways to impale one's testicles in modern nights.
I shall deliver meals to the unsuspecting humans, and they shall bow before me like they did in the Dark Ages.
Guillermo putters down a Staten Island road in a black hearse. The license plate reads, Undad. Nandor reclines in the trunk.
Thank you for letting me borrow your car, Master.
Give me one of those breath mints, the peppermint, the Arctic Blast.
The Postmates app beeps.
Master, we got one.
Guillermo, I've got one. But tell me, where does the phone say I must go? Also, keep your eyes on the road. It's dangerous. You could hurt my precious Katie.
Nandor opens up in the interview room.
Katie is my Cadillac hearse. She was the very first car I ever got to ride in when I pretended to be a dead body to escape a funeral home. She is very sentimental to me.
The delivery is from Denio's Pizzeria and Tavern. Should we accept, Master?
We shall go to the pizza tavern. Tell the phone I accept this challenge of cheese and tomato sauce.
The order is for a Denise Carpenter, 2 pies, 1 with anchovies, and a 2-liter bottle.
I don't care how good a table she makes. She shall get her food, or I will renounce the name Nandor the Relentless.
The hearse pulls up right in front of the pizzeria. Guillermo opens the front door. Nandor rises from the open coffin in protest of Guillermo.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm just picking up the pizza for you, Master.
I know what you are doing. You think you can be a better postmaster than me? I will get the tavern keeper to give me his pizza. Can you come unlock the trunk, though? I think my cape is stuck.
Guillermo helps Nandor awkwardly stumble out of the hearse. Patrons and employees, including Polly, watch from within the restaurant.
Shoo, fly, don't bother me.
Guillermo, dejected, returns to the hearse as Nandor walks inside the pizzeria. Across the town, Laszlo, Nadja, and Colin Robinson look up at the retirement home.
My dearest, this is where you've been feeding. I expected the opera, a burlesque bar, or perhaps a community college improvisational comedy class, but this? It's like a prison for the elderly.
Actually, Laszlo, a retirement home is a really great source of nutrition for all kinds of vampires. They've got blood they won't need for long for you to drink, all kinds of frustrations for me to eat, and an emotional vampire could get kicked with all the family drama. It's a hoot.
Talk to the hand because I'm fucking sick of you.
Laszlo, this place is like a mulberry bush. You'll reach out, pluck a few, and nobody is the wiser.
Nadja drinks from a goblet of blood.
These people are already on death's door. I just kick them through.
Nadja, Laszlo, and Colin Robinson walk into the reception area. The administrator sits at the front desk and greets them.
Nadja, welcome back. Will you be singing for us again tonight? Oh, and who are your friends?
Hello, Felicia. This is my husband, Laszlo, and this is my Colin Robinson. You know how much I love to throat sing for the geezers.
Young lady, we're here to volunteer in any way we can be of service.
Colin Robinson immediately slinks away into the dining room. The camera crew follows as he walks past bored old folks with food trays sitting around a table.
Dinner time.
Colin sits at the table. The others stare at him.
So, what are we talking about tonight, ladies and gents? Ooh, that cornbread casserole looks pulpy. My grandmother's recipe used monounsaturated fats. She was lactose intolerant, and the butter used to curdle in her stomach.
Felicia opens the door from the hallway, letting Nadja and Laszlo into the room. Smoky Joe, an elderly man in a smoke jacket, sits in a wheelchair facing a poster on the wall from his glory days. It's a famous piano recital, Frank Sinatra featuring Smoky Joe Garofalo.
Miss Nadja is here for her next performance. Did you want to play for her?
Smoky Joe wheels around. His hands are unsteady and he won't make eye contact.
I don't do that no more.
Does he even have a piano? I don't see one in this itty-bitty room here. Is it under the bed?
Wait a minute. You're Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra died years ago.
Old chap, we have more in common than I expected.
I'll leave you alone to prepare for the show. I've got to run inventory on the bedpans.
All right, let's cut the crap. I know why you're here.
I beg your pardon?
The funny accents, the way you two dress, it's obvious. You're in the mob. Well, I ain't gonna snitch on nobody. But don't you dare come here saying you want to play music with me, get my hopes up. You bumped my knees once. Wasn't that good enough for you?
I'm afraid there's been some kind of misunderstanding.
Standing? Oh, so you're a wise guy now. Smoky Joe don't take guff from nobody, especially not a guy in a petticoat.
Wait a minute. You're the great Smoky Joe? Laszlo, somebody we know who looked a lot like us write a song for him back in the 1960s?
Don't flip your wig. Smokey Joe, you're a legend. You must play with us, and I promise not to break your legs, but that's the most I can do.
Nandor storms out of the pizza place and back into the hearse.
What's wrong, Master?
They said that there's going to be a 5-minute delay. I've killed my own generals for less, and he told me to buzz off. Me!
Nandor kicks a can in the street. It flies over a roof and hits a cat.
Sorry, kitty.
Master, we need to reach out to our client and let them know about the delay.
Guillermo takes out his phone and dials the client. Nandor snatches the phone away.
Give me that. Greetings, human. This is your postmaster, Nandor, the Relentless.
Your order will be delayed by 5 minutes.
Your order will be delayed by the ungrateful villagers of the Nino's Pizzeria and Tavern. May a curse be placed on their dough. Thank you for using Postmates.
Master, please give me my phone back.
You know, Guillermo, I feel a lot better after putting a curse on them.
I know you do.
5 minutes later, Nandor and Guillermo are in the pizzeria and haul a multitude of pizzas, breadsticks, and drinks.
Grab more napkins. More? Have you seen how greasy this pizza is?
The owner, a heavyset man, Paulie, hangs up the phone.
Hey, Dracula.
Vlad? Vlad, where are you?
He means you, Master.
Hey, your order just canceled. Said something about curse on a dough. That ain't happening, but this place is defended by the Lord.
Nandor turns, and each wall has a crucifix, and Paulie himself wears a cross. Nandor gasps and turns away from each cross and spins around and falls to the floor.
Master, look what you've done to him.
It wasn't me. It was old baby Jesus.
It's okay, Guillermo. Let me die.
Guillermo has the pizzas in one hand and drags Nandor out of the restaurant with the other. Back in the retirement home, Colin Robinson sits amongst the elderly.
So, like I was saying, most people think that midnight is the same day until the sun rises, but technically 12 a.m. is when the new day starts.
That reminds me of an exciting story from my childhood. Back when I was a kid, my dad, he was a rascal. He would make me count every pencil in the house. The pens grouped separately, and then whenever anyone wanted to use one of them, they had to sign one out on a form he drafted up. But you couldn't use the pencil. It had to be a pen from the separate group, or it wasn't official.
That sounds reasonable to me.
To this day, I never sign things in pencil. Do the rest of you ever have nightmares that you signed something in pencil instead of pen? Oh, it keeps me up at night.
That's why I became a notary. The process is nice and easy if you know the New York Notary Public License Law. My favorite section is definitions of fun things like conveyance.
Every written instrument by which any estate or interest in real property is created, transferred, mortgaged, or assigned, or by which the title to any real property may be affected.
And that's including an instrument in execution of power, although the power be one of revocation only, and an instrument postponing or subordinating a mortgage lien.
Except a will. To the lessee for a term not exceeding 3 years, an executory contract for the sale or purchase of lands, and an instrument containing a power to convey real property as the agent or attorney for the owner of such property.
The others at the table collapse into a stupor. Colin gains no nourishment and holds his stomach in shock.
Who are you?
I'm Marlin, but around here, they call me the mayor.
No, we don't.
No, they don't.
I think I'll take a nap now.
Robinson!
Both Marlin and Colin perk up at the same time. Felicia stands in the doorway.
Your family is here to see you.
Marlin Robinson smiles whimsically at Colin Robinson, tidies up his food tray, and walks away.
Well, That was weird. I don't know where all that energy went because he wasn't chowing down on it, but I could learn a lot from that guy.
In the retirement home's multi-purpose room, Nadja stands on the stage with a microphone. Smokey Joe sits at the piano in his wheelchair. Laszlo sits beside him at the piano bench. An older woman, Matilda, watches from the audience.
Laszlo, I can't do this. Not with her watching.
Are you referring to that silver-haired minx that wants you to roll her over in the audience?
Matilda Mayberry, 87 years of the finest broad in Staten Island. I can't embarrass myself in front of her, not with these hands.
Don't worry, Laszlo does embarrassing shit all the time and I still love him. One time, Laszlo chugged an entire frat house and got so drunk that he climbed to the top of the Empire State Building and threw his feces at the planes flying by.
Darling.
Oh, and there was that time that you dressed up like Frankenstein's monsters when we had that foursome with Mary Shelley and Percy B. Shelley.
More like Percy Bitch Shelley. He wouldn't even give me a mic check.
Back at Danino's Pizza, Guillermo brushes dust off of Nandor's cape.
What the heck is wrong with that guy?
Are you ready to go home?
Of course not. I have a job to do.
But the order was canceled.
We'll see about that.
Nandor grabs the disheveled pizza boxes and puts them in the back of the hearse. Nandor drives the hearse like a wild man. Guillermo holds on for dear life. They drive past the grand old-time retirement home as Marlon's son and daughter-in-law walk in.
Look, we're really worried about Dad. He hasn't spoken to us in months. We're worried he could die of depression.
I completely understand your concerns, but he's doing just fine. Marlon is a
valuable member
of the community. He gets so nonplussed on bingo nights.
Guys, I like it here. The food is bland, it doesn't upset my ulcers. The people are swell, and there's lots of pill bottles to read for entertainment.
Dad, you don't belong here. We're happy to bring you home.
It's no burden at all, really. We bought a new pencil sharpener for you. We cleaned out the storm cellar so you could fit your favorite cot. Oh, and we have plenty of pill bottles back home for you.
I think that's part of the problem. I'm like a puzzle piece that fits in too well with you guys. I need a change, breath of fresh air.
Dad, your asthma, the fresh air around here could kill you, all right? Please, just come back to Des Moines with us.
That's such a good point. Carbon monoxide is a doozy for my head.
I know that the others can make someone into a vampire, but I wonder if I can make somebody an energy vampire. Hey, happy camper.
Who is this?
Oh, I'm Mr. Robinson's new notary. We were going over the details of his last will and testament tonight.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to make sure everything is hunky-dory.
Yeah. The best part is assigning the executor of the will, but that's nothing that would concern you guys, I'm sure. I hear the air quality index around here is going to skyrocket into the hundreds once they start construction on the monorail. Don't you love monorails? Boxed in like a sardine with recycled air containing the farts and coughs of everyone else. Helps strengthen your constitution.
Colin opens his mouth and his eyes glow. Instead of swallowing the energy, he kisses Marlon on the lips and releases the energy.
Whoa. The last person to kiss me like that was my father.
So I just remembered. I'm Marlon's father. Everyone thought I named him after my hero and life model, Brando, especially since I too am a contender. I actually named him after my favorite type of swordfish. It's been so long since I left him with his mother, I forgot about him. Oh, you thought that it was just the blood drinkers who don't age?
Back on the stage, Laszlo, Nadja, and Smokey Joe watch the audience as the lights change to mood lighting.
This song is dedicated to the exceedingly sexy Matilda Mayberry. And now, my wife's rendition of a classic song you're all familiar with. Gettin' Jiggy With It.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na, getting jiggy with it. Na 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 na. Na 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 na, getting jiggy with it.
Meanwhile, Nandor's cape flutters in the wind as he brings the pizzas to the door. He knocks at the door.
Denise, the nephew, I have your pie pizzas. These ones were pre-cursed. They're nice and cheesy.
Nandor waits, then leaves the pizzas on the balcony. He walks back to the car, dejected.
I just wanted to do a good job and save our mansion. I have failed the Postmates phone, and I have failed you, Guillermo. You will need to find a new master now.
The door of the home creaks open. Denise comes out, takes the pizza, and goes back inside quickly. Guillermo's phone lights up.
You left a review. Thumbs up.
I did it? I did it? Did she leave a tip?
1 penny.
I got a tip.
One down, only 599 more to go.
Back in the retirement home, Matilda approaches Nadja.
Yeah, so good to see you again. Did you call my grandson, Dave? He's very handsome.
Is he the one with the club foot?
He and his roommates just love those Polaroids you gave me. Very erratic.
Those were meant for you, Matilda.
Oh, would you please consider going on a trip to see him?
Sure, I love to travel.
He lives in Iceland, you know, with all the ice. And if you marry him, after 3 years, you can get Icelandic citizenship.
Oh, sorry, Matilda, I'm married.
See the flabby one up there?
Oh, yeah, that is my beloved Laszlo you're talking about.
Oh, well, that's a shame. It's a shame.
The two of them turn to Smokey Joe and Laszlo. Elderly ladies have swarmed around him and are putting their hands on him.
Oh, Laszlo is quite handsome, isn't he?
I prefer a dude with a smoking jacket. Like Hugh Hefner. Oh, what a man. But he'd never go for an old bat like me.
Who are you calling an old bat? I didn't think that Matilda was racist against vampires. Just because we are of venerable age and can turn into flying rodents.
Nadja and Laszlo clear away the herd of women around Smokey.
Ladies, give this man some air.
It's the curse of being born with a beautiful body.
You've still got it in you. What do you say we go for a smoke, Smokey? You've earned it.
Nah, I don't smoke. Takes years off your life.
Then why the hell are you called Smokey Joe? The bloody jacket? Frankly, I feel like I've been lied to. The man doesn't even puff the ganja. Outrageous. I thought he was my home skillet, but this treachery cannot stand.
I think I'm gonna turn in for the night, Les. I'm beat.
But what about Matilda?
Last week, Bernie Mendelsohn dropped dead after one shag with her. A broad like that doesn't want to count the rings around this trunk. They want a guy that can do the Kama Sutra. All I can give her is a wheelie and tread marks.
Back in Smokey's room, Laszlo tucks Smokey Joe in.
It's been a long night, old chap. Better luck in the next life. Oh well. Bottoms up.
Oh!
Oh, ugh, ugh, the provolone of the vein. Ugh.
What's going on here?
Oh, I bid you come up with a good excuse.
I can't believe you're doing an unauthorized blood draw.
Less bloody.
I can't believe you spilled cranberry juice everywhere.
But that'll do.
Just clean up after yourselves.
I knew you were a mafiosa.
It was a mercy bite.
Oh.
He whisks Smokey Joe into his wheelchair and rolls him past Felicia.
Goodbye, Felicia.
What's going on?
Tonight's not the end for you, my friend. Where do you want to go?
Room 304.
Matilda's room.
I hear she takes out her dentures when she gives a hummer.
Laszlo zooms them toward the room. They reach the door.
Wait. I thought you were completely paralyzed from the waist down. Good lad.
Nadja tightens up a gothic corset for Matilda, who has been transformed into a dolled-up dominatrix. Smokey and Laszlo barge in.
Darling! What a coincidence.
Fancy seeing you here.
Matilda, you look more beautiful than my first 2 wedding rings.
Oh, so romantic. Oh, they're like 2 puppies.
Matilda grinds on Smokey in his chair.
Oh, let the doggy-style humping commence.
Matilda lays into her bed and motions, come hither.
How do you like them apples?
Laszlo and Nadja lift Smokey into the bed.
That's it. Steady. Steady.
Leave the guardrails on. Easier to grip.
Nadja and Laszlo leave the room, but listen by the door.
Have any rubber prophylactics?
Laszlo sits in the interview room.
Smokey changed my own life. I've decided to take up volunteer work. I'd like to make the golden years a little more golden for them, if you know what I mean. Sometimes that means attending bingo nights. Sometimes it's golden showers. Guess which one they pick. Hint, it's not the bingo.
Back in the retirement home, Colin shakes Marlon awake. Marlon's eyes glow purple.
Daddy. Oh, I'm so hungry. I could eat a horse. It's a common misconception that the horse hooves are the only part of the horse turned into glue, but actually the bones and hide are excellent sources of collagenous material too.
Colin Robinson collapses from being energy drained. In the corner of the room, Felicia hides on the phone.
Hello, Miss Mayberry? Yes, I wanted to let you know that your mother has gonorrhea. It's a funny story, really.
Nandor walks back into the mansion's library. He sees a jackal in the darkness. Suddenly, the jackal transforms into a woman.
Usmana? What are you doing here?
I got your email about needing your wealth returned. I flew over from Nigeria as soon as I heard. It's been taken care of. However, I've hit a snag. The ship with your wealth is being held up at customs. In order to get your treasures off of the ship, I will need $5,000 to pay for the customs duties.
Do you take Venmo?
Hello, and welcome back to What We Might Do in the Shadows. Up next, we have Night Court, written by Zach Stein. Fade in, Staten Island, mansion, night.
That is utter poppycock.
Inside the mansion library, Laszlo and Nadja argue. Guillermo cleans behind them, trying not to listen.
Must you always invoke your father's penis?
It was a glorious penis.
I should check the mail.
Guillermo hurries away from the conversation.
Obviously, Gizmo agrees with me. He can't stand to be in the same room as you.
Nandor enters.
What is transpiring? You have disrupted my self-caring time.
Cut to interview with Nandor.
I was doing my Sudoku.
In Nandor's room, he fills out a newspaper Sudoku with an enormous feather quill.
I find it relaxes me.
Nandor's quill accidentally tears through the newspaper. In frustration, he shreds the paper. Back to the mansion library.
Laszlo wants to bring another animal into the house.
I make no apologies for my love of the animal kingdom.
Laszlo holds up a picture of a small dog.
This mighty beast was called Blueberry.
And what became of Blueberry?
Cut to the backyard of the mansion and a grouping of small tombstones. The names read Freckles, Zippy, and Blueberry.
It was his birthday. I could not deny him a chocolate cake.
Back in the library, the vampires confer in a circle.
Guillermo has said we run low of space to entomb your dead creatures.
I require a vulture, majestic and terrible.
Out of the question! It will shit all over the house! If you must commune with nature, go play with the rats in the attic.
The attic rats are rude. I will waste no more time with them.
Master?
Guillermo enters in a hurry with the mail.
There's a letter for you. It looks official.
Guillermo hands Nandor a letter.
Guillermo?
Sorry, Master. Sorry.
Guillermo searches his pockets. He retrieves an ornate letter opener. Bowing his head, he presents it to Nandor.
Sometimes I worry the Master doesn't know how to read.
Back in the library.
My eyes are weary from math puzzles. Read this to me.
It looks like, yeah, you have jury duty. Weird. It's actually for night court.
The court of the night? They must wish to bestow an honor upon me?
Oh, this is bullshit. Where is my honor from the court of the night?
It's not the court of the night. It's night court. It's not an honor. It's jury duty.
Fade out. Fade in on an interview with Guillermo.
And how do I explain jury duty to an ancient immortal being? He thinks cars are secretly powered by small witches. He says he doesn't, but I know he does.
Cut to interview with Nandor.
Small witches? This is silly talk. We all know cars run on gasoline.
Cut to the library. Guillermo reads to the vampires from a moldering encyclopedia.
He just didn't get it.
I just don't get it.
Colin Robinson enters the library.
Hey, roomies, what are we doing?
Trying to explain jury duty.
Jury duty? Yeehaw.
Cut to interview with Colin Robinson.
For an energy vampire, jury duty is like Thanksgiving. I'm glad it's only once a year, not easy on the hips, if you know what I mean.
Back in the library, Colin Robinson has joined the group.
But Guillermo, Colin Robinson thinks I should go to this court of the night.
Highly recommended.
It's not the court of the... Wait, right here, I have an idea.
Guillermo hurries off. Dissolved to a short time later, the vampires sit waiting for Guillermo's return.
Where would we keep an ostrich?
Fine. A pheasant, then. Smaller, yes, but regal in plumage.
Guillermo returns with an ancient TV and VCR.
Oh no! We are not watching the television box.
Cut to solo interview with Nadja.
It is a thing of pure evil. I was manipulated by the accursed device in the 1980s. It cost me a fortune.
Cut to mansion hallway. Nadja opens a closet door. It's full of as seen on TV items. She takes out a fancy fruit peeler with a mummified apple still attached to it.
A fruit peeler. I do not even eat fruit. Junk.
Back in the library, the TV is set up. Guillermo pops in a VHS.
What are you showing us? This is jury duty?
Sort of. This is Law and Order.
Dun dun of the theme song. Cut to interview with Guillermo.
This is going to make things worse, isn't it?
Back in the library, everyone but Colin Robinson is appalled by what they see.
That's not what a dead body looks like. My dinner from last week is still in the garage, and it looks much worse than that.
Laszlo, please don't leave your dinner in the garage. It becomes too messy.
Check the chore wheel, my friend. It's your turn to pick up the corpses.
Nandor pulls out a homemade construction paper chore wheel. A photo of Nandor's face is on the Pick Up Corpses segment.
Damn. Guillermo?
Yes, master.
Guillermo hurries off.
The old man questions you about a murder, yet you continue to move these boxes. You have no manners. This show has no manners.
I like the commercials. It's really a lost art form. Funny story, the first televised commercial aired in 1941 at, I believe, 2:30. Wait, it was 2:29. No, but was it AM or PM?
The other vampires look at Colin Robinson in misery. Cut to the mansion garage. There is a trash bag that definitely has a dead body stuffed in it. Guillermo mops blood off the floor.
This isn't working. Time for plan B. Wish me luck.
Back in the library, the vampires are wilting. Colin Robinson is draining their energy.
Now, Belova was a New York-based watch company.
Guillermo re-enters holding a few more VHS tapes.
Your program of laws and order is over. As a jury duty, will I be part of the police that investigate crime or the attorney of the district that prosecute offenders? Who will be telling my stories?
Dick Wolf. I should have known a lycanthrope was behind this. Does sound sexy, though. Dick Wolf.
Guillermo puts in a new tape.
What is this we watch now?
Cut to interview with Guillermo.
I knew it would be confusing, but I showed them Night Court.
Back in the library.
This whole time you had documentation of the Court of the Night? Why would you withhold this from me, Guillermo?
Well, this is a sitcom.
What is this sitcom? It is like Nandor's Time of self-caring?
Well, it's a situational comedy.
Sounds bloody awful to me.
It's a comedy that's set in a courthouse. Maybe it'll give you a better idea of jury duty.
Guillermo starts the tape. The Night Court theme plays. Cut to interview with Colin Robinson.
The show's a bit bawdy for my taste, but that Harry Anderson.
Colin Robinson holds up a picture of Harry Anderson.
I mean, look at him. What a wild man. A real rock star.
Back in the library, the show finishes. Laszlo jumps to his feet.
This is what passes for comedy of situations. I can write better than that. In fact, I shall.
Great.
Laszlo hurries by Guillermo.
So, Master, do you get it now?
After seeing your humorous program, it has been decided. I will be a jury duty.
Great.
Fade out. Fade in, night. Billy's Buy One Get One Suit Barn, a suit store in a strip mall.
Colin Robinson has agreed to help me prepare for my jury duty.
Inside Billy's Buy One Get One Suit Barn, Colin Robinson and Nandor walk around the store. Colin Robinson holds up various drab clothing items to Nandor.
Oh. Apparently, I need a new wardrobe to be placed on a jury. If I dress in my regular attire, they will think me a weirdo.
Cut to interview with Nandor. Nandor is dressed in a full metal battle armor.
Ridiculous, I know.
Back at Billy's Buy One Get One Suit Barn.
Aha! What about this one?
Nandor picks up a suit with an overly intricate Gothic pattern.
No, not that one.
He takes the suit from Nandor and puts it back.
But it makes my eyes pop, Colin Robinson.
That's the problem. We don't want your eyes to pop. We want your eyes to glaze. Here we go. You see what I mean? Glaze. Glaze.
Glaze.
Cut to Guillermo standing outside the store.
I may have underestimated the power of night court.
Back at the mansion,
Nadja!
Nadja arranges things on a bookcase in her and Laszlo's room.
Nadja, where are you? Come quickly!
Worried, she runs from the room to Laszlo.
What is it? What is wrong?
Nadja bursts into the dining room. She finds Laszlo sitting on a table behind a vintage typewriter surrounded by papers.
What the hell, Laszlo? I thought you were hurt. Maybe that you had burned yourself again putting on that silver jewelry.
Before it seared my flesh, it looked damn good on me. But no, I need you to proofread this.
What is it?
After watching that abysmal television box program, I have decided to write a television box program of my own.
I found the television box program quite humorous, actually.
Oh, please. The situations in my comedy will be far more hilarious.
Cut to solo interview with Laszlo.
I know comedy.
Cut to solo interview with Nadja.
Laszlo does not know comedy. Has he showed you his awful dolls? Oh.
Cut to the mansion attic. Laszlo looks through a dusty cobweb box.
I was the creator of Penelegin and Pippa, though you would probably know them as Punch and Judy. Here we are.
Laszlo opens an old chest and takes out two puppets. They're completely pixelated out.
Unfortunately, audiences at the time were not ready for the sexual nature of my children's puppet show, but as you can see, quite hilarious.
Laszlo wiggles the dolls around. A rat squeaks by his feet. He stomps to scare it off.
Begone, rude creature.
Back at Billy's Buy One Get One Suit Barn, Colin Robinson is having Nandor try on shoes.
Now, the trick with shoes is you never want them to match your belt.
Intriguing.
Colin Robinson takes out a pair of Velcro geriatric shoes.
Cinderella. I think we found them.
A few moments later, Nandor emerges from a dressing room. He looks horrible. He proudly models his bad outfit. Cut to interview with Nandor. He is dressed normally. Guillermo stands silently near him.
Without my new outfit, I will easily be accepted into the court of the... into the night court.
Back at Billy's Buy One Get One Suit Barn, Nandor has changed back into his regular clothes. Colin Robinson holds the new clothes.
I'll settle up with these. Why don't you go wait outside?
Nandor bows slightly in application and leaves.
Retail is an ideal hunting ground for energy vampires.
Colin walks to the register. He picks up a number of random items on his way. He puts them on the counter in front of the cashier.
Good evening. I have some items here that need to be put back. Also, some of these seem to be missing tags. Can you look the prices up for me?
Colin takes out a stack of coupons and starts going through them.
Got some coupons as well. Will you take competitors' coupons? What about expired ones?
The cashier looks overwhelmed. Colin Robinson takes out a huge plastic bag full of coins and puts them on the counter.
Ugh. You're probably gonna hate me for this, but I gotta get rid of some of this change. Is your manager in? Maybe you should go get your manager.
The cashier hurries off. Colin Robinson looks into the camera and bares his teeth. His eyes glow and he smiles. Back at the mansion, Laszlo and Nadja sit at the dining room table. Nadja holds a stack of papers. She gives Laszlo an uncertain look.
I don't get it. Why does the farmer tell the salesman not to put his penis through the hole in the barn wall? You have to tell guests not to stick their penis into random wall holes.
I bloody well hope so, or I've been drilling holes in our walls for naught.
You told me the attic rats made those holes.
In my defense, it was their idea. Can we finish discussing my humor writings?
Okay, this part. Why would the farmer keep his milking machine behind this wall hole?
The farmer must keep his milking equipment somewhere.
This is unrealistic.
The joke is on you. This very thing happened once to me.
It did not.
It didn't? What am I thinking of? Do you hear Nandor?
I don't know.
Nadja? Nadja, Laszlo, could you please join us in the library?
Nadja and Laszlo enter. Chairs have been arranged to resemble a jury box. Nandor and Guillermo sit. Colin Robinson stands in front of them.
I need to practice for my jury duty. Come and sit with us.
Unenthusiastically, Nadja and Laszlo sit.
You really don't need to go to all this trouble, Master. It's just...
Silence, Guillermo. I'm getting into character.
Cut to interview with Guillermo.
I don't understand why he wants to do this so badly.
Cut to interview with Nandor.
At this point, it's the principle. They don't call you Nandor the Relentless if you relent.
Back at the library, Colin Robinson addresses the others.
So what we're going to do right now is practice jury selection.
Nandor stands up.
You will select me, human. Will this work?
No, probably the opposite, and you don't need to stand.
How will they make this selection? Will it be to combat?
More likely, wonderfully mundane questions.
This is asinine. I have work to do. Bat!
Laszlo transforms into a bat and flies away.
I must agree. I have a matter to attend to as well.
Nadja hurries from the room. The camera crew waits a moment and then follows after her. Nadja's voice comes muffled through a door. The crew cracks open the door and sees Nadja secretly holding a rotary telephone and holding a magazine.
Yes, the 2 microfiber dusters and one of the Snuggies. Yes, credit. One moment.
He holds up a credit card.
The first name is spelled Guilla.
Fade to a trendy coffee shop. Laszlo, wearing glasses, sits at the table loudly clacking away at his typewriter. The hipster clientele is not happy about this.
All of the great humorists have written in coffee shops.
Cut to solo interview with Laszlo. He still wears the glasses.
Mark Twain, 2 of the Marx Brothers, the man who makes the comic strips about the feline that enjoys Italian food, all of them wrote in coffee shops. Probably. I don't know, where the hell did you come from?
Back at the coffee shop, Laszlo loudly types. A hipster from another table gets up and approaches.
Hey there. Listen, I love this whole vintage typewriter thing you got going here. It's totally a mood. I totally stan. But
Who is Stan? My name is Laszlo.
no, Stan. Like, I'm into it. I love it. All that. It's just that, you know,
I'm rather busy at the moment, Stan.
That's sort of the thing. You're being a little loud. And my partners and I over there are trying to work on this deal. It's actually really cool. We're going to turn this apartment building into a living workspace. We just need to put these awful freeloaders out, and then, you know, we can...
Fuck off into traffic, Stan.
The hypnotized hipster turns and walks out of the door. Outside, tires screech and a car hits something. There's a squish.
Then he says, perfect.
He starts typing again as worried customers run out to see what happened in the street. Back at the mansion, we hear Nadja's voice over Nandor and Colin Robinson discussing something in the library.
It has been a madhouse around here. Nandor won't stop with this jury duty business. He's so stubborn sometimes.
I'm sorry to say it, but maybe we should try no accent?
Colin Robinson, I'm surprised at you.
It's not me. I enjoy all accents. I just want you to have the best chance, okay? Can we try it?
Cheeseburger, baseball, Robin Thicke. Let me try again. Howdy, partner. Which way to the ornament selling store? This is not good.
No, that was really bad.
Horrible.
Cut to the dining room. The room is a mess. Papers everywhere. Laszlo is a bit of a mess too. He paces the room reading from a stack of papers and throwing them around. We hear Nadja's voice.
My husband's humorizing seems to be going well. He claims.
No, this won't work. NBC would never let another network use their show names. Damn!
Cut to solo interview with Nadja. She sits comfortably, wrapped in a snuggie.
It's really all just too much.
Cut to Colin Robinson standing in the foyer.
Everyone come in here, please.
Guillermo, Nadja, and Laszlo enter.
I would like to introduce everyone to tonight's future jury member.
Nandor emerges upstairs, his hair slicked back, wearing his bad outfit. He also has on a Dracula-style cape. He chasses down the stairs.
Ugh.
I have to thank you, Colin Robinson. You have done me a great honor in helping prepare me for my jury duty.
Nandor goes to leave.
What is it?
He clears his throat louder.
Do you have a tickle in your throat? Oh, fine.
Nandor hands the cape to Colin Robinson.
To me, Guillermo, my destiny awaits.
Cut to interview with Guillermo.
Guess we're doing this. I just hope he gets picked.
Fade to an unimpressive courthouse building.
And now I wait.
Inside the courthouse's waiting room, Nandor and Guillermo sit in a row of chairs with several other people.
Though justice never waits. That was good, right? Justice never waits.
Great master.
I thought so too.
Mr. Nandor?
Nandor the Relentless, yes, that is I.
Courtroom 3.
Wish me luck, Guillermo. Next time we meet, I will be a juror.
Nandor walks off triumphantly.
I mean, yeah, sure. Good luck, master.
Fade out. Fade in, the mansion. There is a loud metallic breaking sound.
Balls of an elephant.
Inside the mansion dinner room is even more of a mess. Wadded up sheets of paper everywhere, pages tacked up all over the walls. The typewriter has been smashed. Laszlo is a wreck, wearing an old-timey undershirt, his hair all over the place. Nadja enters.
What is it now? Why do you curse a pachyderm's genitals?
She takes in the state of the room.
Oh, my poor sweet Laszlo.
Some fiend has smashed my typewriter. How am I to complete my masterwork of comedy situations now?
Laszlo, were you the one that smashed your typewriter?
Yes.
Is it because you do not wish to write this comedy of situations any longer?
My darling, don't look at me. I am a failure. I can't even.
There is a ding from the other room. Laszlo sniffs.
What in the world is that dreadful odor?
It smells like the feet of meals you leave in the garage.
Colin Robinson enters holding a plate of fish.
Hey there, roomies. Everything all right in here? I was just warming up some salmon when I heard a crash.
Salmon to eat?
Oh, heavens no. Well, I was just microwaving it. Well, if everything's okay.
Colin Robinson drops the fish into the trash can by the door and leaves. Laszlo sinks back into his self-pity. Nadja looks at her husband, then to the fish trash, thinking. Back at the courthouse.
Mr. Nandor.
In the courtroom, Nandor is in the jury box with several other people. He is standing.
You don't need to stand, Mr. Nandor.
Nandor sits.
I will, but only because I wish to, not because you told me to.
Okay. Mr. Nandor, in order to get a better picture of you as a person, would you mind telling us how you feel others would describe you?
Oh, this is a great question, attorney. I think they would say I am a master of armed and unarmed combat, of course, a skilled equestrian, hopefully a good dancer. I know in my youth I was known as a bit of a maniac, notorious for the carnage I left in my wake, but now that I have matured, I think they would call me a good friend, an excellent listener, very even-tempered, just a regular Joseph Sixpack. Oh, I also have been referred to as the Persian Frank Zappa. I took that as a compliment.
Cut to interview with Nandor.
They asked me to leave.
Outside the courthouse, Nandor and Guillermo walk away from the building.
This is a great shame for me, Guillermo.
I'm very sorry, Master. It's gonna be okay.
I worked so hard. All I wanted was to sit in judgment of a mortal. To have the power to decide if they live or die.
You know that's not really what you would have done, right? You probably would have just decided who was at fault in a car accident or something.
A car accident? This is not fun. I hate this jury duty.
I know, Master. Hey, why don't we go to that ice cream shop you've been talking about?
Cut to an ice cream shop. Guillermo stands in front of the shop's large windows.
I guess I learned that sometimes you have to let your friends make their own mistakes, even if your friend is a 700-year-old vampire.
Through the shop windows, Nandor terrorizes a shop employee. Guillermo looks over his shoulder inside.
It's just good to see the Master happy again.
Cut to interview with Nadja and Laszlo. The couple sits side by side.
Laszlo, honey, I cannot hear you.
Oh, sorry, my darling. Guess what I learned is that despite being so devastatingly handsome and an intellectual giant, not to mention an expert in the erotic arts. Even I have my limitations. And oh boy, is the writing of situational comedies that limitation.
You really are shit at it.
I really am. I fell into a powerful melancholy after my failure. Thankfully, my beloved knew just how to get me out of it.
After his utter defeat as a man of humor, I felt Laszlo deserved something special.
She got me a pet.
Laszlo gets up and moves to a big fish tank with a large fish inside.
There we go. This monster from the briny deep is named Pickles. Come roughhouse with me, you rapscallion.
Laszlo sticks his hand into the tank, trying to play with the fish. The fish seems to hate this.
And it won't take up too much space in the backyard.
Cut to the exterior of the mansion. We hear a voice from inside.
Nadja, my darling, do fish sleep floating upside down?
Fade to black. The end. No, really. Now leave. Okay? Okay. Let's bring the cast out one more time. Portraying Nandor was Jono Island. Nadja was first played by Malin Alter in our first performance, and Talia Sindel in this episode. Peter Mazzeo and Thomas Anawal played our Colin Robinsons. John Cody Fasano was Laszlo. Christopher Bonny portrayed Guillermo. Tiana Carroll was our attorney and Princess Usmana. Lucia Fasano, oh my God. Lucia Fasano was Matilda Mayberry. Michael Hickson was Marlon Robinson. J.D. Zellman was our bailiff. Kyle McCormick was the hipster. And I, your faithful narrator, Michelle Wickless, also played Felicia. Thank you for joining us for our spooky and kooky night. Have a happy Halloween and go vote!